Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, pushing this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, pushing the word truthfully and sincerely. And I say shalom to you Akim out there. And this is in the news in regards to wars and rumors of wars once again. And this is a news article from news.yahoo.com. And this is published by Paul Best, Wednesday, August the 31st, 2022 at 7:15 p.m. And the highlight of this news article, and it reads, Germans sending warships to Indo-Pacific as tensions with China escalate. The German General Eberhard Zoran said Wednesday the Bundeswehr will send warships to the Indo-Pacific, join allies for drills as China ramps up operations around Taiwan. We do not want to provoke anyone with our presence, but rather send a strong sign of solidarity with our allies. Zorn told Reuters, we stand for the freedom of navigation and the safeguard of international norms. Germany, which has been fragile on the military spending in the second half of the 20th century, pledged to hike defensive spending above 2% of its total GDP in February after Russia invades Ukraine. It says Chancellor Scholz said last week that Germany's own stock of arms is depleted due to sending weapons to Ukraine, but pleads Monday to support Kyiv for as long as it takes. Now, the country is also turning into its attentions to China, which have sent warplanes across the Taiwan Strait, media lines, and fire missiles over the island in recent weeks. 2 U.S. Navy warships passed through the Taiwan Strait on Sunday, in practice that has been routine in recent years and now comes with increased tensions following White House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visit to Taiwan about a few weeks ago. It said Zorn told Reuters that the German military will also send troops to Australia for military exercise next year in an effort to consolidate our presence in the region. So yeah, this is basically like a update of wars and rumors of wars and nations rising against nations and the increased preparations of World War III, which is Revelations 11 and 14. Second war was past, behold the third war coming quickly, And I'm going to bring out a scripture. Rumors of So I'm glad she's pushing that button to move us from that place. But Carrie, I tell Carrie all the time, girl, you look good. Mark 13 and 7, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See, be ye not troubled for such things must need be, but the end shall not be yet. Matthew 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. in Luke 21:9. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 9. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. Right? Because these prophecies are definitely taking place on the planet Earth as these nations gear up, prepare for war. That's why you've been seeing a lot of military training, a lot of ground troop forces training, military games, military exercise games, military simulation type drill training, hypersonic and ballistic missiles, ICBM ballistic missile, rocket launcher testings, increasing now more than ever. Nations rising up against nations and kingdom against kingdoms as well too. Commotions, wars, endless proxy wars, continuing clashes between the nations and different kingdoms. It's definitely increasing now more than ever, So with that, I hope this quick little sit down was edifying of a news update as a do news updates in regards to wars and rumors of wars and nations rising up against nations, as I bring out these news articles on an everyday basis, daily. When I see an article that catch my attention, I do a lesson on it to the best of my ability. Even if the information might not be accurate or on point, try to do it to the best of my ability, But yeah, but other than that, these rumors of wars are definitely heating up, That's all you've been seeing. Nations increasing the tensions of one another. Tensions are heightening between the nations and between the different kingdoms. As you see, Germany sending warships. I believe when I was reading the article, it says they wasn't gonna have any hostility towards anybody or nothing like that, or try to get involved. But they were just showing their solidarity for protection in the region, in the South China Sea, in the Indo-Pacific Sea, in that region down there. Because like I mentioned before in my previous video I did a couple of hours ago, because you got a lot of tension down there in the South China Sea and next to the Taiwan Strait and the island of Taiwan as well too. Because you got Japan, Beijing, China, United States, and Taiwan, all located down there in that region. Warplanes flying to missile ship, naval missile ships there. So you got a lot of activity. You got the nations monitoring each other moves, just in case of somebody might send a warning shot, or they might react of possibly attacking one another in the sea, in that region, as tensions increasingly building up more and more between Beijing and Washington, China, and the United States as well too, as it's furthermore increase as China continue to send warnings towards the United States and its allies that fully support Taiwan, So these tensions are going to definitely build up now more than ever, especially with the situation in Russia and Ukraine, as tensions, escalation between the nations over there in Ukraine, Russia-Ukraine situation is definitely intensifying. And over there in the Middle East, you got tensions escalating over there as well too. Then you got tensions over there in the South China Sea near the Taiwan Strait as well too. As you see, I brought out this article. Now you got Germany sending warships into the Indo-Pacific as tensions with China continue to escalate. So with that, I hope this was edifying through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy of Yahweh Yahushua. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, preaching His word, truthfully and sincerely. Shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching His word, truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the globe, that be like unto the speckled bird, preaching the word, truthfully and sincerely. And before I close out the sit-down lesson on this September the 1st, 2022 at 1:42 a.m. in the morning in the a.m. on this Thursday morning. So yeah, the war drums beating, that Revelations 11:14. And we are definitely living deep in the book of Revelations, and we're seeing clear signs of that, Second one was past, behold, third one coming quickly. Nations rising up against nations, kingdom against kingdoms. All these are starting to build up. All these things are starting to heat up, And it's going to increase more and more now than ever. So with that, I would say shalom and a ball.